And let's get going.
All right. Well, we're really glad that you guys joined us today. My name is Amber Spence, and this is my partner in crime, Tony Delinka.
Hi, everyone.
And this is a presentation we did on stage at conference this year, and it was about your social strategies. We talked a lot about building your personal brand, growing your business, and just kind of really helping you guys get clarity around everything. And then we're going to actually put you to work. So you're going to walk away today with some clear strategies and some actual content. Uh,
Yes.
Tony has some worksheets for you. She's going to drop them in the chat. If you would, go ahead and open them up and print them out if you can. If not, just open them out because they are going to be a working session. But if you're driving or you can't get to them right now, um, you can obviously fill them out later.
I'm actually going to drop it after the training so that they're like ready to work. Is that okay?
Perfect. But if you don't mind dropping the one mine,
Okay.
the branding one.
Let me. Nope, that's not the right one. Okay, sorry. Hold on, guys. I'm going to have to grab it. Um, Sorry, I had linked it here. We'll get this.
Oh, is it going to mess up all the other QR codes though?
Nope.
Okay. You're such a whiz in Canva.
Well, if I was, then this wouldn't be happening right
No, but
now.
every time you just navigate it, I just find it, I just like to watch you work Canva. It's so fascinating.
Let's see if this works. Did that work? Let me know. All right, let's try to get back to it.
Okay, so okay. So we're going to talk today about personal branding, why it matters, and then we are going to help you actually get clear on your personal brand. So you might have heard the sayings before this is people don't buy products, they buy people. And one of my favorite authors, he's a marketing expert named Seth Godin. He says, in a field of black and white cows, a purple cow would stand out. And he says, not because a purple cow is louder or more aggressive, but because that purple cow is different in the way that it grabs attention. It sparks curiosity and it creates that buzz where people are talking about. So that's kind of what we want to focus on today, how to be a purple cow by finding your brand. Okay, before we can get clear on our brand, we want to get clear on who it is we help. Who is our audience, right? So, the first homework we're going to do is we are going to get clear on our mission statement. And everything is going to now center around our mission statement. So, I want you to think about this. Who do I help? Think beyond skin, right? Like dig deeper. Is it busy moms? Is it women over 40? Do you help acne prone teens? Who is it that you help? Once you figure that out, we're going to ask, what problem do I solve? Is it confidence? Is it tired skin? We're going to want to get really specific here. And then why do you care, right? What makes you different? Is it your personal story that makes it meaningful? Maybe when you were a teenager, you had really bad skin. So now your passion is helping, you helping others with confidence and helping their skin. Maybe as you're aging, you're finding more fine lines. And so your passion is really around helping the women in the same category as that. So, what I'd like you to do is take 2 minutes and I put a little prompt on the screen here, and we're going to work on our I help statement. And don't worry, you can really spend some time with all this and come back to it more later, but just so we get a little bit of a start together. So, I want you to write I help who solve what specific problem so they can achieve what desired outcome. Okay, so we're gonna give you just a minute to.
I want some income.
I
If you guys click the link that I had sent in the chat, it is document number 2 in that folder. So if you want to print it out, you can write directly on that. Otherwise, you can just write the prompts that Amber put here.
And because this is a working session, if you have any questions as you're going through that, or you're like, help me get clear on this, feel free to raise your hand or come off mute and we'll go through it together. I wish we had some of that fancy Zoom background music. I don't know how to do that though.
I could ask Alexa behind me to play some. She's gonna start listening.
She's like, did you ring? Did you say my name?
You guys don't want me to do the do do do.
Okay, I'll give you about 30 more seconds. All right. So, like I said, don't worry if you're not finished. You can always refine it later, but right now we're just working a little bit towards that clarity. Okay. All right. Brand pillars. This is where we want to think beyond our products. Our products are great, but we want to think beyond our products and we want to brand ourselves. And a lot of times I think this, people get a little overwhelmed and they don't know where they start and they don't know what to post about. And this is where we're going to get really clear. So, what is a brand pillar? A brand pillar is 3 to 5 core themes that you show up for. These are your sort of core values. If I were to go click on your personal Facebook page and I scroll back the last 10 posts, I should be able to get a feel for who you are and what you're all about. So that is where we're going to create the consistency and that connection with our audience. If I go to Tony's page and I see she's a busy mom and the same phase of life and kids are back to school, that's going to build that connection with her for me. Okay. We're going to do some more work. Told you we're going to put you guys to work today, and we're going to help you gain clarity around your brand. So, step 1, we're going to take about 5 minutes. And if you look at that sheet, there's, the words with the blanks on there. And we're going to just start writing a list of words. We're going to aim for 20 to 25 words that mean something to you. It can be anything, like it could be sunshine, hats, fish, faith, integrity, any word that means something to you, write it down. There's no wrong answers, and you're going to come up with your first 5 or 10 pretty easily. And then after that, you're going to struggle a little bit to get to the rest of the 20, but push through those. And I'm going to set a timer for about 3 minutes and give you guys a chance to write down those words. Actually been a while since I've done this exercise, so I'm going to redo it with y'all.
Just thinking we didn't get to do it from stage, so I'm writing down mine now too.
It's funny. I've done this exercise a few years ago, but just sitting here starting it now, like my words have changed. All right. Let us know in the chat. Everybody doing okay? Everybody still working? I blinked after 11. I know it gets hard. Jenny's doing food. She's ready for lunch. Me too.
That's why I was like, doing food? You don't do food.
Food is not one of mine unless I'm eating it. Not which I love eating food, just not making it.
Girl, same.
So instead of cooking, mine will just be eating.
Eating, right. That's what I was gonna. I do have cooking on mine.
Yeah, it does. It definitely gets hard after you get like your first 10 words. Trying to find those others get hard. Ooh, Debbie's all about baking.
I can't bake to save my life. I try every single time. Like,
That was the timer. That was aggressive. Sorry, guys. Okay, so hopefully by now you guys have a pretty good start. You have some words down. Now, what I want you to do is take a minute and go through and look at the 5 words that mean the most to you, and I want you to circle them. Now, if so, for instance, you have like beach, mountains, I don't know,
Why?
other places, that I would consider that to be like a travel, right? If you're like red wine, white wine, this kind of wine, like I would group that as wine versus circling 3 of those.
So could like hockey mom, theater mom all be rolled into mom of middle schoolers?
It could be, yeah, absolutely. I mean, hockey mom and theater mom, they could probably be their own pillar, but they could absolutely be mom of middle schoolers.
Yeah.
And that's a good hashtag.
Yeah. New hashtag. All right. I got a new pillar.
Teresa, love that Miller Lite is one of yours. Pocket beers. Menopause up in here. Yes, absolutely.
I need to start posting about Miller Lite because maybe they'll send me some free.
Yeah, you should go do like that UGC content where you create it and tag them. See if they like
Yes, I'm totally gonna do that.
it.
Christine, I know that you know, laugh about men. There's definitely a lot of posts around perimenopause and menopause right now. People are really starting to talk about it and what it means and how to handle it. And so that's actually one that like you really can connect with people about. So
Amber, you know how we had super bad anxiety last week?
Yeah.
Like I was Googling perimenopause, and that is like one of the top ones is anxiety. I was like, whew, okay, that's what it is. I'm not dying. It's just I'm going through menopause.
I read a meme the other day, it made me laugh so hard. It said, perimenopause from here on out is known as cougar puberty. It made me laugh.
I saw that one too. I saw that one too. And there's a really big trend with men talking about like be good to your wife during you know, and all the things like that women are going through and how to, you know, lean in and be helpful and, and be supportive during this time.
Yeah. Debbie, those are great pillars. Okay, you guys. So now that you have your words, you circled the 5 that mean the most to you. Guess what? You just uncovered the pillars of your personal brand. Isn't that cool? And as you can see, like we picked menopause and look at the comments and look at all perimenopause, all the things. Look at how much your audience and just this little group is connecting with that. So now when you guys go to post and you're like, what do I post about today? Look at your pillars and think, okay, what can I post about, working out or crafting or baking, or what advice can I give that's helping me with perimenopause, right? So exactly like Teresa said, like my anxiety, and I read that I'm not crazy because this is what's causing that. Like that's helpful for people to know they're not alone. Okay, next. So you guys hear over and over all the time that direct sales is a relationship business. And now that we've got our brand defined, we're going to work on how to leverage social media and gain that visibility so we can build those relationships. Next. All right, these are some really interesting statistics. Now, these can be overwhelming and you might think, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to join TikTok today and I'm going to create a new Instagram today and I'm going to post on Facebook." You don't need to do that. You're going to burn yourself out. But what I would recommend is that you pick one platform, master it and be super consistent, and once you do that, then you can pick a second platform. But I thought these statistics were really fascinating that, Facebook has 2.11 billion daily active users. They spend a lot of time on the platform and they are an older generation. Instagram has 2 billion. They spend even more time on Instagram and it is a younger audience. And what I thought was really fascinating is TikTok focuses a lot on Gen Z, and 50% of their users have purchased after seeing the products. So TikTok is definitely the fastest growing for lifestyle and shopping, and the reach on TikTok right now is huge. If you're like me and you're like Facebook is my jam, it just always has been, and you post sometimes and you get frustrated and you're like, why is nobody commenting? As you can see, you've only reached 1 to 3% of your audience. So that was really eye-opening for me. Okay, next. All right, let's talk about some social tips and how to help your social media. So if you want engagement on the platforms, you need to spend in time engaging. I recommend before you post anything to any platform, you spend 10 minutes warming up your algorithm. And you do that by commenting on others' posts, reels, and stories. But you want to leave meaningful comments when you do. Don't just go like or heart somebody. You want to leave at least 4-word comments. That is what the platform considers impactful. And if somebody conversates back to you, that's even better. Now, before you go to post, you want to ask yourself, what is in it for my audience? Does this post inspire, educate, or entertain? So we want to create posts for our audience that people want to engage with. Now, another question I get a lot is, I want to post about Abby all the time, but I don't want to overpost, and I'm not sure if I'm doing it enough or too much. I think a good rule of thumb is if you do 3 personal posts that give value, 3 personal posts that, inspire, educate, or entertain, for every 3, every 4th post can absolutely be a business post. So 3, I gave my audience value. Boom, this is my business post. And let's be honest, your business post with Abby is still giving them information. We're still teaching them, like, did you know your skin turns over every X days? Did you know, right? So we're still educating the audience with those business posts as well. So when you do that and you explore the different formats like pictures, videos, stories, lives, you are creating that consistency with your audience. You're creating that trust, and all of that builds connection and loyalty with your audience. Now, raise your hand if this ever happens to you. You make a post, nobody interacts, nobody comments, maybe 1 or 2 people, and then you think, "Oh my god, nobody likes this. I'm annoying everybody and I'm just going to slowly let off the gas and back away." Does that ever happen to anybody? Okay. So, I'm going to give you a couple little statistics here. Did you know when you post something new, especially like skincare, anything new, it takes an audience 7 to 10 times seeing your posts before they even pay attention to what you're saying. Now, when you couple that with, for instance, Facebook only showing it to 1 to 2% of your audience, that's such a small portion of your audience that is seeing your things, and if you're only posting once or twice and then you let off the gas, we've given up before it's had time to really work. So we've given up too soon. That's why we always say consistency is key. And as long as you're giving that value, as long as you're entertaining, you're inspiring, post away, girls, post away. Okay, next. All right, 30-day content plan. So now we have clarity around our audience. We know who we help and we know what our brand stands for. So we are going to create a 30-day content plan, and then Tony's going to put you to work doing this. Somebody actually said it in the comment earlier, use ChatGPT for this, and I couldn't agree more. ChatGPT is fantastic for helping you come up with a content strategy. I put some prompts here that you could use for that content strategy. And, if you don't like what it gives you, you just keep refining it with it. It's very smart. And the one thing I will say is it will offer to give you 30 days worth of posts or however many. And that's great, but don't lose your authentic voice. Like, use it as a guide, but your audience knows and trusts you and they come to you for you. So don't lose that authentic voice. Use it as an example, but still be unique in it. Okay, so I hope that this part was helpful. And now we are going to turn it over to Tony, and she is going to put you to work creating this content.
Okay, my turn. So if you're anything like me and you used to be like, don't tell me what to do, now you're like, no, someone tell me exactly in chronological order what to do, give me the directions. And so I actually have a business coach, and she does monthly content labs where she tells me exactly what to do. And it's really helpful for people like me who really need help getting started. And so that's what I'm hoping to share with you all today. I want to go over a couple terms just so that if we talk, because we're going to talk about them throughout the training, so you know what they mean if you are not currently familiar with some of these terms. So I'm going to talk a bit about trending audio. It is music or sound clips that a lot of people are currently using in their reels. You'll usually see a little arrow icon next to the sound name, and that means it's trending. It means a lot of people are using it. It means that it's getting good engagement. So why use it? More visibility, easy engagement, it's fun and relatable. How to pick it? So you're gonna watch the Reels feed, scroll through the reels and you can see, what is trending. It has that little arrow. You want to check the timing. You want to hop on a trend while it's still rising, but not oversaturated. So between 5,000 and 30,000 uses is the sweet spot. Make sure it fits your brand. Just because it's trending doesn't mean it's the right thing for you, right? So you want to choose audio that matches your vibe. It could be super fun, it could be super empowering, it could be loud, it could be chill, but whatever it is, you shouldn't use it just because it's trending. You should use it because it fits. Short and simple, 5 to 10 seconds, often performs best. Pro tip, if you're using the same trending sound as others, you don't need to necessarily use the same visuals. You can make those unique. So you don't have to dance or lip sync. You could pair it with product shots, a simple tip, or B-roll. And actually, B-roll is the next thing we're going to talk about. B-roll is extra footage that adds interest to your content, sort of like background video, and it can play while you're talking, while text is popping up, while you're using this trending audio. It could, but it's good. Let me go to the next slide because it has examples. Packing up an order, you have your Abby box and you're, packing it up and getting ready to send it. Something like you drinking your morning coffee, you unboxing things. You can do it with your phone or writing in a planner, things like that. It removes the pressure to talk to the camera. So it's perfect if you're camera shy. It fills the space visually and makes it appealing. It shows your personality without you having to be the one speaking and sharing. And it's super easy to batch record. A pro tip, think of B-roll as your content library. So you could film a bunch of short clips when you're doing everyday tasks, so you always have video to use. You could be walking the dog. I did that this morning. I was thinking content was on my mind, and so I actually recorded while I was walking Bentley this morning. You could kind of set up a tripod and, just record you doing your everyday things. I have recorded, you're going to see in a minute, my sink running. You've recorded myself washing my face, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be what the video is about, but it's adding visual interest. Another tip about if it's a library, create a library on your phone. Throw those videos in an album on your phone so they're easy to find and grab, so you can do a quick video without having to record anything. Okay, batch content. Get ready once a week and film all your reels at the same time. So we can batch content some stuff today after we're done with the training. Like, we're going to get some actual stuff done. Spend 5 to 10 minutes scrolling through Instagram and searching your pillar hashtags. Now that we know our audience, find people who are talking to our audience already and see what they're doing. Find a couple successful accounts that resonate with you and study what they're doing that is attractive to you and duplicatable. Before any content creation sessions, maybe while you're warming up that algorithm and scrolling, do 5 to 10 minutes to see what's trending. I'm about to show you what some of these trends might look like, but I do want to add a couple things that I didn't really talk about at conference, but wound up talking with people about later. Trending doesn't necessarily mean trendy. You don't have to be trendy if that's not your pillar, right? If your pillar is Zen and yoga and that kind of thing, find people that have your vibe and what is trending for them. Okay. The other thing is, we'll show you using B-roll. If you're not comfortable showing your face yet, there's a lot of different ways that you can do this kind of stuff without even showing your face. I mean, we're selling skincare, so you need to eventually get comfortable sharing your face, but there's a lot of things that you can do without. There's so many Instagram tips and tricks about faceless Instagram feeds. So you can do some things that, just show your box and things like that. Okay, so let's get going with some of these trends.
Somebody's watching me. It's my anxiety.
So this was a conference trend, but it doesn't have to be. It's a trend that you can use for anything, and it's the I'm not saying it trend. So at conference, a lot of us did the I'm not saying I only came to conference for the connections, but I'm not saying it. I'm not saying you have to wash your face every day, but I'm not saying it. I'm not saying custom skincare is way better than off the shelf, but I'm not saying it. You could really use any trending audio for this. It doesn't have to be this specific song. And the video could be B-roll. This specifically was about conference, but if it's going to be about washing your face or custom skincare, it can be B-roll of Abby products. Okay. Just so you know, there's gonna be links to all of these at the end. So we're gonna kind of go through them, and then I'll talk to you about how to use them. I literally just made that one like 20 minutes ago. So the trend is I used to be cool. Guys, I was never cool. I'm probably gonna cross that out and write I used to be young. Now I say things like, and then it's whatever you are saying. Think about your pillars, right? Think about, okay, it's time for my glass of wine, or it's time for my weighted vest walk, or it's time to cook dinner, whatever it is. but that's a trend right now. I used to be cool. Now I say things like. And so I actually decided to clap along with the music for this one, but you could do B-roll too. You could be driving your car, you could be cooking dinner, you could be doing whatever you wind up talking about in your video. My last one is, oh, my back. When I say way too often these days.
The songs on the radio are okay, but my taste in music is your friend.
All right, this was another one that I used specifically at conference because it was a conference trend, but it doesn't have to be, right? You said yes, and now you have the best skin of your life. You said yes, and now you make money while you're walking your dog. You said yes, and now ... Whatever it is, it could be any trending audio, and it could be any B-roll, any montage, any video. Super, super easy one to do.
Baby, I'm telling you, you do.
All right, that one's going too long. Okay. Do I need to ... This one actually got a lot of good interaction. I actually did posted this last week. I couldn't find my inspiration thing, so I just sent you to my link on Instagram. But the one that I copied it from was somebody lip syncing. So you could do it that way. I didn't want to film another thing, so I grabbed B-roll I already had of me washing my face and threw it in there. Guys, you're going to see me washing my face with this video 700 times on Instagram because it's a B-roll, it's good, it works, and I don't need to record myself washing my face more than once to be able to use it more than once.
I can't go out. I'm sick.
All right, I can't go out. I think it's cute to do the lip syncing at the beginning and the coughing, and then busy helping people feel beautiful, busy helping my customers scan their skin, busy helping blah 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 blah. So it could really be anything that you want to do. This one again, you would have to use the original audio for.
You wish your girlfriend was hot.
All right, I just did that one too. Can you tell I'm wearing the same outfit? So this is a trend right now. The inspiration video said things I wish I knew sooner with 5 different things. Things I wish I knew sooner. There's such thing as custom skincare. Not the, off the shelf isn't good for everybody. Hyaluronic acid, Plumster skin, whatever it is, like 5 things I wish I knew sooner. I went a little bit of a different route, but using the same idea. Remember, the trend doesn't have to stay exactly the same. You can make it your own. So all you have to do for this one is point to 5 things and then call to action.
Baby, work it.
All right, that one had a ton of interaction. A ton of people watched, probably because it wasn't me and it was Maddie, and people like her more than me. She's super cute. But this was a real estate trend. A lot of real estate trends can actually link over to direct sales trends. A lot of them work for both. So you don't need any text on this. You just need paper, drop it the 3 times, do a little dance. That's it.
Just place. Okay. Oh, chill. Order.
All right, this is a really good example. Testimonial posts are big. You want to share them. You can see my B-roll is literally just like I quickly cleaned off my sink. I literally threw everything on the toilet seat or in the shower, right? Like I didn't actually clean my bathroom. I just made it look like I have a clean bathroom, threw my Abby products on, turned the sink on, 5 seconds, and it was done. But the video can really be any B-roll. It doesn't have to be. So these are the kinds of things you want to think about if you're not ready to show your face, if you don't want to get dressed, but you want to post something, having these little videos on your thing could be great.
Antonio, I love how you say it because, I think sometimes creating these can be a little intimidating or overwhelming and you don't really know where to start. And you just simplified this so much for everyone. And I love the fact that you're like, "Oh, I did this one 5 minutes ago. I did this one 5 minutes ago." Like it literally is taking you 2 seconds and they look fantastic.
Well, and again, like I said, with batch content, right? So I got up this morning, I showered, I did my hair, I did my makeup. I knew that today was going to be a day to film or day to, to do things. I know on Content Lab days with Becky, like I'm going to show up ready to film content, and then I get like 3 or 4 or 5 videos filmed just then. So yeah, like there is, as long as you are intentional about it and thinking about it, the ones that are trending that you have to film yourself, you can do in one day. And then the other ones that you're like, okay, I didn't get dressed today. I don't have, you can throw in that B-roll that you filmed before. So really, you don't have to put a ton of time into it. You don't have to do it every day. But there's definitely ways to make your life a little bit easier. The reason that I filmed a couple of them today and that some of them, because I had shared a lot of conference stuff in the original training, and that doesn't really apply to us moving forward. It's great if we do another conference, but I wanted you guys to see some things. And also, trends change relatively quickly, right? So once a week going through and seeing what the new trends are is not a bad idea anyway, and updating the ones that you're using. So some work forever, they're evergreen, and others you might want to say like, okay, what's trending right now? And I did this morning while I was drinking my coffee. I did a 10-minute scroll. I saved 3 videos and then I made them. Okay. So, this again, I'll share in a second. This is the old one, so don't do anything with this. I'm gonna give you guys a link to this social selling, social strategies form. Each box is a different trend that I just showed you. The inspiration link will bring you to an Instagram video with the trending audio, with original audio, whatever. If you're familiar with Instagram, you can create right from the original video. So you can use the same audio. You can create from there. If you're not familiar, the template is if you want to plug and play. It will bring you to Canva, and it'll bring you to the template of the video I just showed you. So it will bring you, like this was the first one, right? And what you would do is you would upload your own video and replace mine. You could change the wording if you want to. You could cut your video if you need to. You can remove the volume, the audio. If you don't want the background audio, you want the trending audio or the original audio. So you would remove the audio here. I can come back to this in a second if you want, but I wanted to show you on your phone too. It's very similar, but it looks a little bit different. So you would again drop your own video in there. If you click on it and highlight it, you can trim it. You can take the wording out. You can change the wording, or sorry, take the sound out, change the wording, same idea. It's total plug and play, right? So if you're not familiar with Instagram, with Facebook, creating reels, and you want to plug and play, I have done the work for you. You can literally just pull up the template and drop in your own video. So again, this is what it looks like on a computer. Guys, if I'm using Canva, I'm using my computer. I just am. It's so much easier for me. I'm like an old lady. I told you, I used to be young, and now I say things like, I need to work from my computer because I can't see it on my phone. But if you are, if you're working on your phone, this is what it would look like. Okay, and then we're going to actually do it. So I'm going to link the document again. If you want to print it out, if it's easier for you, it is document number 1 in this folder. And it will have all of this stuff. You can print it out, you can save it, you can use it later, you can use it now. But what you're going to do again is you're going to take a look at the inspiration to see where the video idea came from, where the trend came from, and then you can either create right in there, or you can use the template and plug and play. So these are the ones that I just showed you. Guys, if you don't like any of them, don't use them. You guys can take 10 minutes to scroll Instagram and find trends that you like. Again, there were trends that I saw that were a little snarky, right? They're like their vibe was snarky, like, I'm going to learn a new word today and it's no, like things like that. And I'm not a snarky person. It doesn't fit who I am. My customers would be like, where'd that come from? So I didn't use those. I didn't do those as trending. If you are more snarky, if that's how you relate to your audience, if your audience is snarky, then that might be something that you would use. So if these don't fit you or your vibe, go scroll Instagram Reels right now. I also want to say one of the reasons that I chose Instagram was because I can, my Instagram and my Facebook are connected. So if I post a reel on Instagram, it shares it to Facebook too. So it's half the work. But if you aren't on Instagram, you can post these as a reel on Facebook and that works too. Okay. Does anybody have any questions before we get started? Otherwise, I'm literally going to set a timer and you guys are going to start filming now. It doesn't matter if you use one of these, if you go and you start filming B-roll with your boxes and your, whatever you have and want to. Does anybody have any questions?
This is so helpful. I'm like so motivated right now. I'm sitting here scrolling trending things as well.
All right. Well, if nobody has any questions, I would normally like play music for a working session, but that doesn't help when you're trying to film. So I'm gonna mute myself. We're gonna stay quiet for the next, I don't know, 15 minutes. We're gonna work for like 15 minutes, maybe 10, and then we'll come back at 5 and wrap up. So I really, really, really want you to take this time to film. Oh, sorry, one more thing. If you would normally take a picture, you can just flip to the picture and turn on your video instead and take like the picture as a video instead, right? You can show your products as a video instead of a picture. And then you not only have that for posts, but you also have it for B-roll. Okay? So minimum, I need you guys to get some B-roll today. Maximum is I want you to post one video or one reel on Instagram or Facebook. Go. Alexa, set a 10-minute timer.
10 minutes, starting now.
Alexa, stop timer. Okay, guys, that is the timer. I missed a comment from Anita, but Amber answered it. Does anybody else have any other questions? Everybody still working? Do we need more time? We could wrap up and then we could stop the recording and actually keep working if you want, but let's finish up real quick. Amber?
Yeah, so hopefully this was really helpful for you guys and you have a clear direction, and it sort of taken some of the guesswork out of your social strategy. But now you guys should have your I am statements, your brand pillar, a content strategy, and actual content, which is super exciting. So you can feel confident about what you're posting and about growing your business with Abby.
Okay, we did have a challenge. It was for convention. I guess we're gonna have to change it a little bit. But I am going to challenge you to create 3 pieces of content either today or by the weekend. By the weekend, all right, and share them. We're gonna have to change the hashtag. What should we do?
Let's do Abby in action.
Abby in action. That sounds
Hashtag
perfect.
Abby in action.
Abby in action. And let's get that trending moving forward. Okay, I think that's actually it. Okay. So, I am going to stop recording. If you are watching the replay, thank you so much. I hope that you got a lot of good information out of this, and can't wait to hear what you think in the comments of the post. If you have any questions, follow up with Amber or I. We are going to be sharing the replay in the Power Collective along with the links to the documents that we shared and things like that. So keep an eye out for that. And again, thank you if you are watching the replay. I'm going to stop recording. Bye.